Musser hits all 4 free throws. Incredible. A minute 1. Willoughby, Givler, Brett for a long 3. Off the glass and in! Brett Givler ties it. Unbelievable. Buffalo. And the Cavaliers, the only 2 undefeated teams in this league. Musser hits all 4 free throws. Incredible. A minute 1. Willoughby, Givler, Brett for a long 3. Off the glass and in! Brett Givler ties it. Unbelievable. His second 3 of the game. Larson out at the Hoover. Hoover sees Musser, but Willoughby, what a steal. Kaz lob to Givler. And they're going to call Smucker on a hold. And because they're in the penalty, that is a costly foul. Hoover makes the second.
The second 3 of the
Huge
game.
shot. So 10 seconds show on the clock. Smucker, Willoughby underneath. Kaz, and will go to the line. Kaz, and that's at the buzzer. So Willoughby is going to have a chance to win this game. No pressure, Kaz. Kaz misses the first. Kaz hits it! He hits it! What a shot! Kaz! And we're going overtime, folks. Weaver to take the lead. Yes! Show back here doing everything. Stolen away, Willoughby! Kaz missed it. 12 seconds. Tigers up 1. Sorry about the scoreboard. Hoover missed it. 3 seconds out of bounds. Gonna stay. 1 second showing on the clock. Ash missed it, and the Tigers win. The Tigers win! Player of the game, Kaz Willoughby. Incredible. The whole team deserves player of the game. Buffalo. So the Cavaliers, the only 2 undefeated teams in this league. Musser hits all 4 free throws. Incredible. A minute 1. Willoughby, Givler, Brett for a long 3. Off the glass and in! Brett Givler ties it. Unbelievable. His second 3 of the game. Larson out at the Hoover. Hoover sees Musser, but Willoughby, what a steal. Kaz lob to Givler. And they're going to call Smucker on a hold. And because they're in the penalty, that is a costly foul. Hoover makes the second. A huge shot. So 10 seconds show on the clock. Smucker, Willoughby underneath. Kaz, and will go to the line. Kaz, and that's at the buzzer. So Willoughby is going to have a chance to win this game. No pressure, Kaz. Misses the first. Kaz hits it! He hits it! What a shot! Kaz! And we're going overtime, folks! Weaver to take the lead. Yes! Show back here doing everything. Stolen away, Willoughby! Kaz missed it! 12 seconds. Tigers up 1. Sorry about the scoreboard. Hoover missed it. 3 seconds out of bounds. Gonna stay. 1 second showing on the clock. Ash missed it, and the Tigers win. The Tigers win. Welcome everybody to week 7 of the 2024 upward season. Jeff Russell here, kicking off this post semi-snowstorm 2-game cancellation Saturday. Once again, the weather people were incorrect of what happened or what was going to happen. So unfortunately, the first 2 games of the day were canceled, but it turned out the weather people were wrong, and we barely got an inch. But we do got boys 7-9 basketball. And I know my wife, Cheryl Russell, was hoping that the Huskies, who pulled the greatest upset last week in upward history in the girls' 5th and 6th league, she was going to face an even tougher challenge with Alexi Gwaltney and the Panthers, and that is not going to happen going into Championship Saturday. But we got a good one here, and what a week we had last week, folks. If you were a part of week 6 last week, you saw some entertaining basketball. Starting off, as you saw in the highlights, the boys' 5th and 6th league, the Tigers with an unbelievable upset over the undefeated Buffaloes in overtime. And then we got into the boys and the Knicks that are on the other end here. Let's take a look at the Knicks. The Knicks suffered one of the biggest heartbreaks that I've seen at Upward. Up by 2, at the line shooting 2, with 4 seconds showing on the clock. Now what happened is Coach Eric Stark somehow grew eyes behind his head, and don't ask me how, he saw, as I did, the clock ticked off a couple seconds after the whistle, counting down from 6 to 5 to 4 before it stopped. So Coach Stark, now keep in mind that scoreboard, let's take a look at it. That scoreboard is behind the coaches. So Coach Stark was right there to the left of the scoreboard, standing in front of it, turned around, caught it. And as you'll see in the pregame highlights, or the highlights are actually out there if you want to go on YouTube and search it. Coach Stark motioned for more time, and he got 1 more second, and boy did that second pay off. Even though the Knicks were at the line up 2, shooting 2 with 4 seconds, now there were 5 seconds, and that happened to be just enough time. The Knicks missed both free throws, and that happened to be enough time to get the ball down court to Joshua Stefan, who with 1 second left hit a game-tying shot, sending it to overtime. We went to a double overtime, and the Jazz went on to win with just an unbelievable finish. Go back and check that one. I did put some highlights out there, folks. If you search for the Knicks Jazz Week 6 highlights, you will go ahead and see the highlights. I'm going to play that at halftime of each game today, so you can hang around and wait for that after the halftime message. I'll put that up for you. And I'll tell you what, we got a couple minutes right now. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at it? The unsung hero. The clock just ran off. So they're going to shoot 2. Jazz are in the penalty. Stark pointing up at the clock. And a couple seconds, I agree with you, Coach Stark. A couple seconds did run off. At least 1 second should be put back on. Coach Stark is right. All right, they're going to give him his second, and justifiably so. We can go back and look at it. That second could be huge here. Conner misses. Conner misses both. Huge. Jesse, timeout. No time came off the clock. Eric Stark calls time. Tremendous break for the Jazz. They only need 2. They get an inbound. Got it to Stark. Jesse to Stefan. Quick turnaround. Off the glass and in! Joshua Stefan. Unbelievable. All right, we're back here, week 7. And the Knicks just, I don't know how to describe their season. I actually thought that they would go perfect. They have so much talent on this team. I thought they would go perfect. And here they are sitting at 3 wins, 3 losses, but still a very strong team. And the Celtics, on the other hand, I thought they would be 3-3, looking over their roster, but thanks to the play of Brody Torrance, the Celtics have 1 loss, and that is when Brody Torrance, number 14, has not been here. And as I look over, I do not see him here today. Yes, he is here. Yes, he is. Okay, my mistake. He is here. Celtics undefeated with Brody Torrance on the court. And Knicks sitting at 3-3. And here we go. Fisher to start it off. Nicely done. The Celtics are just one of those teams that the chemistry, it's all chemistry. Lasinski dishes it across, not much there. Gotta go the other way. Jeff Russell here on this semi-early morning. I'm usually here for the 8 o'clock game, but again, they were canceled today. So it is 10 o'clock Eastern time on February 27th, 2024. Fisher, nice poke. And Kirkner's going to have a jump with Stoltzfus. Well, we saw Conner Stoltzfus come alive last week, which was great to see. Conner's been suffering with a thigh injury in 2 of their losses. And last week, just an absolute heartbreaking loss for the Knicks. In that situation, up 2 with shooting 2 with 4 seconds, 5 seconds, you typically don't lose that game. And that just, I hope they can recover from that and move on. As Eric Stark still remains perfect. And he has not been on the perfect list. And Fidel's perfect with his traveling calls. That's probably number 783 of the year. I have never seen so many travels in a season. Good ball movement. Got it to the big man, Wentling underneath. Might have been blocked by Caden Musser. Gonna go the other way. Credit Caden Musser. I think he got a hand on it. I mean, the Knicks are so overloaded with talent. It is unbelievable. Conner Stoltzfus is on this team. There's just so many weapons. Seth Wentling, probably the tallest player in the league on this team, and this man, Fisher, for a second basket, missed it. Stoltzfus right there for the putback. That's what Conner does. He's been doing it all the way since the Eagles of 2021, the boys' 5th and 6th league. And Coach Stark not here. Oh, this is not the Jazz, I'm sorry. Got my teams confused. Coach Stark was against Conner in 2021 in that championship game. He was co-coach. He was not the head coach of the Rams. Kurt Gaiman was the actual coach, and another travel. Like we say, that this lineup is so stacked. Drew Lasinski, probably the fastest player in the league. Jaden Felpel plays his role on this team as just commander of the B line. Certainly worthy of a A-line start, but makes the B line so much strong. Here's Lasinski with that speed. He's an underneath Palmer, couldn't get his hand on it. But Conner right there, he loves the putbacks, and that's what he does. And you're going to see a lot of that next Saturday. Knicks off to a quick 6-0 lead. And when Conner's at full strength, I mean, this team is just incredibly strong. But that just shows you how strong the Jazz are from last week. With Merck and Stark, Stefan, and so many others on that team. It's going to be a really good championship Saturday next week. Here's Jeffrey Palmer. Continuing the early onslaught. Oh, well. Boy, the Celtics look like they just got out of bed. And this is the first time Brody Torrance is even touching the ball. This is the last week for the regular season MVP candidates. And David Noel for three. Very nicely done, David. I think that's his first three-pointer I've ever seen. Fisher. Inside, Wentling, walk, and I don't know if he was tripped or what. So the regular season MVP basically comes down to two players, Brody Torrance and Preston Merck. And what kills Torrance, who just stole the ball, is he missed a game. And that is one of my tie-breaking criteria. So if Preston Merck shows up today and plays as usual, he's probably going to be your regular season MVP. It's so important to show up for all the games if you can. And there's Torrance for three off the glass. And two quick threes, and the Celtics, bang, bang, are right back in it. It is going to be an unbelievable championship Saturday, I can tell you that much, folks. Nicely done, Carter Watkins. Here's Torrance. King off Noel's head. Got to be looking for the ball at all times. Nice block by Fisher. Wentling. Lob pass for Conner. Conner going to drive, bangs into Watkins, no call. Watkins may have got away with one there. Now they're going to call Eberly. Wentling will go to the line. So championship Saturday is really going to be interesting. The Knicks and Jazz are probably the top two favorite. If you were to compile a list. And I probably would have them dead equal. As we saw last week, how equal that game was, double overtime. After that probably would be the Celtics. But as we saw last year with TJ Botal's Nets, the 7th seed upset Patrick Casey's Pistons, the 2nd seed, in the quarterfinals. So anything is possible, and you cannot count any of these teams out. Conner just left uncontested. I don't know, the Celtics still waking up, I guess. Hoffmann for three. There's Torrance left wide open. That's a long two. Brody, he's going to hit that most times. 10-8, Knicks lead. Knicks were up 8-0 in this one. Underneath, and that's Jaden Felpel. Like I said, he has his role on this team, and he plays it very well. It's what makes this team so strong. Underneath, Torrance, right over Wentling. Brody's so fast. Deceptively fast. And at the buzzer, Wentling almost hit a three. So after one quarter of play, Knicks up 2. We'll be back right after this.
I'm also the spiritual director for Upward Basketball this year, and the mission of Upward is to introduce kids to Jesus Christ through sports. At Upward Basketball this week, we learn the fruit of the Spirit of faithfulness. Listen in as kids and coaches share what it means to them and how they've experienced faithfulness in their lives.
Faithfulness comes in like lots of different ways. Like you can be faithful in Christ or like be faithful in your friend or something like that.
Faithfulness just means to me is just being, just continuing on, you know, running on that straight path and not wavering. And
all right, we're back here for the second quarter. Jeff Russell on week 7. And you got a good one here, folks. And Conner Stoltzfus again. Celtics are going to have to do something about that. You can't just let a player walk in. Hoffmann, everybody's screaming to shoot. Not sure what happened there. Underneath, Conner Stoltzfus. Sorry about that, folks. Not sure when my scoreboard erased. 16-10. There's Velpel. Stolen. Torrance. Right back, Lisinski. And another travel called by Carl. Kirkner. Here's Brody. Brody set the record for the most threes in a game in week 4. Just unbelievable. And if Brody doesn't win regular season MVP, I can tell you, Brody, if you played all 7 games, you would have another travel. But it was so close between him and Merck. But still a lot of basketball to play before any decisions are made. Here's Torrance. Played for Garden Spot Middle School this year, and there's Caden Musser. Saved by Blasinski. Drew, got it to Conner. Conner missed. Aidan Hoffmann underneath. Conner right there. You don't want to try to pass it when he's standing right there. Seth the rebound. That's no good. Might have been tipped by Kirkner. Seth the fall away. That's missed. Conner, all the offensive rebounding. Now they're going to draw a foul. But again, the ball did not go in the hoop. It's absolutely amazing. Conner missed 4 free throws in the end of that game last week. And it reminded me of the Eagles-Rams championship in 2021 where he missed all 4. But the Eagles still, that was actually the regular season game where he missed all 4. The Eagles did lose to the Rams in the regular season game. Conner misses both. Free throw shooting still becoming a problem. Still is a problem for Conner. But you got another week to work on it. Fisher to Blasinski. Got a 2-point Knick lead, but Conner loves those shots. Stoltzfus. Very, very difficult to stop. Underneath. A lot like his brother, Dante. And Kirkner, that one, I agree with you, Carl. Up and down. So, folks, Championship Saturday. I'm going to do something a little different next week. I'm only going to be setting up shop for the championship games. There's Freeman. That's still good. Underneath Conner. Might have been blocked by Torrance, but Felpel right there. He missed. Conner, quadruple team. How in the world did he get his shot off? I called him a magician last week. Quadruple teamed. Brody, quick pass to Musser. Off the glass, missed it. Brody the rebound, dishes it, Eberly, and that's good. Back to a 2-point game. Felpel. Lisinski. Brings it out. Fisher, he's going to pull the trigger. That's no good. He hits the ground. Kirkner has Brody Torrance all by himself. Found it to him. Conner banged into him. No call. Not sure what happened there. Brody misses. And Knicks are catching some breaks here. Now Fidel, not sure what he's calling here. Okay, so I think that's a makeup call. I think Fidel realizes, and I've seen him do that. I see a lot of makeup calls. Conner certainly was fouled. Minute 46 left in the first half. So as I said, Championship Saturday. For the first half of Championship Saturday, I'm going to have a live stream going. There's Conner, nicely done. And I'm going to ask you, the folks, to become reporters. So what I'll do until the championship games is I'll float around, I'll have my cell phone, I'll have a live feed going, and asking everybody to join who was at the game to report the score of each game. Kirkner's going to be fouled. So if you plan on attending the early games, no, they must have called a travel. I did not catch why. Boy, what happened to Kirkner there? Certainly looked like he got fouled. Jaden King's coming into the game. So if you're going to be at the games, early games next week, join my live feed. I'll have one live feed going. Go into the chat, and as the score progresses, give us updates. The more the merrier. And we'll try to get everybody updates on all the games that are going to be going on simultaneously. Starting at 8 o'clock will be the boys 7 and 9. And you guys can become the reporters up until the first championship game. Conner, another missed free throw. That's 9 in a row, dating back to last week. As good as Conner is, you have to practice free throws because you're going to be at the line a lot. Conner's going to draw a lot of fouls. Let's see if he can break the streak here. He does. 10th one's the charm. 21-16. Brody underhanded. Conner comes down with it. Conner hits the ground. Freeman's there. Brody took it off Freeman. Freeman right back. Eberly picks it up. Torrance is going to set up shop, down 5. Coming up on 40 seconds left in the first half. King, quick 3, missed everything. Conner, long outlet for Blasinski. Drew. And going to draw the foul on Brody. And that's a good foul. That'll be a non-shooting foul. Not sure about that one. Looked like he gathered to me. Conner, left open. You know he's going to make you pay. Celtics got to tighten up on the inbounding defense. Eberly poked out by King. Celtics still look like they're dragging a little bit. Ball's going to stay. 9 seconds showing on the clock. Norsini's going to inbound. Seven. Concepcion. Felpel. 2, 1. Jaden got a shot off. No foul. That'll do it. After 1 half of play, let's show you. Knicks lead, 23-16. Stay tuned for the halftime message coming up.
How do I get right with God? We are sinners, and Romans 6:23 tells us that the penalty of our sin is death. The reason why Jesus died on the
scheduled times. It'll be posted probably on Facebook by Jeff as well. Also, thanks, Jeff, for everything you do. I mean, really appreciate all the video stuff. If you go to YouTube, we're there until the end. It's not going to end, I'm sure. Anyway, guest speaker today, Diana Roth, FCA local rep that's here. We work together when it comes to the other basketball stuff I do with G220, and she's sharing halftime today.
Well, thanks for having me here today. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, but one that I do pretty regularly is called That Sounds Fun by Christian author, speaker, podcaster, Annie F. Downs. And with each guest that she has on, she always asks them, what sounds fun to you? And people say, you know, going on vacations with family, hanging out with girlfriends, eating a good pizza, reading a good book. Well, what sounds fun to me is watching football on a Sunday with my family. I like to say we are a dysfunctional NFL family. I have 3 boys, 2 who are Eagles fans, one, along with my husband, is a Steeler fan, and don't hate me, I am the Cowboy fan. So, hold on against me, please. So, what sounds fun to me is a Sunday afternoon watching football with my family, and actually extended family. That's even more dysfunctional, the football teams that they like. But just being with them, especially when the Eagles and Cowboys play, and the Cowboys win. Now that sounds fun to me. Some of you are shaking your head, but you know how I felt this year. We didn't have a lot of games in the playoffs that we won, so didn't have too much fun on that Sundays. So anyhow, the last couple of weeks you've been talking about Christ, making room for Christ in your heart. You've been talking about the different rooms, from the living room, dining room, study, the workroom. Today, I'm talking a little bit about the rec room. I wonder why Brian gave me the rec room we talked about. But this represents the fun time and fellowship times in our lives. So it got me thinking, does God desire us to have fun? And the answer is yes. All you have to do is simply look at scriptures. And in Zephaniah 3:17, one of my favorite verses, I mean, God is having fun. He says he delights and rejoices over us. He dances and sings. In Psalms 126:2, it says, our mouths were filled with laughter and our tongues with songs of joy. And I like this in Ecclesiastes 8:15. So I commend the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat, drink, and be glad. So not only does God desire for us to enjoy life, because you know He's the one that gives us life, He also wants us to be in community with others and enjoy each other's company. So maybe the extension of that question of what sounds fun to you should be, what sounds fun? And are we including Jesus in the rec room of our lives? Are the choices that we make, the people that we hang out with, are we honoring God in the choices that we make? Or would we be ashamed if He walked in to those fun times? So, yes, does God want us to have fun? Yes. So I encourage you, have fun with Jesus in the rec room of your heart. Enjoy the life that He has given you. Enjoy your fellowship with others. Just ask yourself, are we honoring Jesus in the fun times of our lives? And you know what? Even in those difficult times in our lives, because we know that they come, Jesus says that we can have joy. In fact, He tells us this in John 15:11. I have come that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. So go out and do something fun today with Jesus in the rec room of your heart. All right, pray. Dear Father, thank you for those moments in our life that you give, that we can have laughter. And even in those moments of our lives where it's hard and it's difficult, because you tell us that those times will come, but take heart because you have overcome the world. But just help us, Lord, to make good choices, right choices that are honoring and pleasing to you. Thank you, Lord, for your love for us. Thank you for the joy that you bring in our lives. In your name we pray. Amen. All right.
The unsung hero. The clock just ran off. So they're going to shoot 2. Jazz are in the penalty. Stark pointing up at the clock. And a couple seconds, I agree with you, Coach Stark. A couple seconds did run off. At least 1 second should be put back on. Coach Stark is right. All right, they're going to give him his second, and justifiably so. We can go back and look at it. That second could be huge here. Conner misses. Conner misses both. Huge. Jesse, timeout. No time came off the clock. Eric Stark calls time. Tremendous break for the Jazz. They only need 2. They get an inbound. Got it to Stark. Jesse to Stefan. Quick turnaround. Off the glass and in! Joshua Stefan. Unbelievable. All right, we're back here for the second half. Jeff Russell here on week 7 of the 2024 season. And the Knicks up 7. But with Brody Torrance on the court, which he's not. Yes, he is right now. You're never going to write this Celtic team off. Underneath, Farmer. Here you go, Jeffrey. Musser. That is not going to count. Travel. What else? Do you expect anything else? I think Fidel's been paid off. If he can reach 1,000 travels this year, he's going to get a free sausage sandwich. He loves those sausage sandwiches. Here's Felpel. Jaden kicks it out nicely. I don't know how he found Fisher. He did. Got him an open 3. Missed it. Eberly comes down with it off the hands of Brody Torrance. Sorry about that, folks. That went off of Brody. That's rare. Looks to me like the Celtics are just looking forward to Championship Saturday. Gotta go the other way. So they got Felpel on a push. Folks, again, Championship Saturday for the first half. If you're going to attend the games, tune into the live feed. There's Musser. Tune into the live feed. You are going to become the reporter for the first half up into the championship games. Give everybody updates. Say what game you're at. Type in the score. You can even type in who scored. You can get as granular as you want or vague as you want. Just provide updates throughout the first half of the morning. I'm going to be floating around on my cell phone, and Ronan Casey should be joining me. And the championship games, I will be using my cell phone for the cell signal. So last year we had problems with the cell signal. I moved my phone around when I was up there, and that was part of the problem. I'm going to keep it still once I get a good spot. Torrance missed. Musser underneath. Nice fake. Caden Musser. Celtics hanging around. Early third quarter action. And if you're the Knicks, you do not want to let this team hang around. Seth Wentling around and in. One loss for the Celtics all season, and that is when this man who has the ball, Brody, was not there. Musser! Caden Musser working on a career game here. Still a 5-point game. Fisher, nice move. Outlet for Kirkner. Can't hang on. And if we look at the Celtics, they won 32-26 last week, beating Chick Cole's Grizzlies. And week 5, they beat the Warriors. Luke Harding and the Warriors by 2, 39-37. Before that, they won by 2 against the Lakers. Here's Conner. Buries a 3. Can't remember the last time I saw a 3 from Conner Stoltzfus. If you can hit your foul shots like that three-pointer, Conner, you'd really be unstoppable. Here's Hoffmann for 3. Almost. Stoltzfus couldn't hang on. So the Celtics, we're going to have a timeout. Let's talk about the Celtics schedule. So they start the season off with a win by 1 point. Then in the next game, they win by 2 points. And that was against the 70 Charles Babbs Sixers without Isaiah Lapp. So 1 point victory, 2 point victory. They lose without Brody there. They got crushed by the Jazz. Week 4, Brody comes back, sets the record for 3-pointers, 7 of them. They win by 2. Then they win by 2 the next week, and they win by 6 last week. So the Celtics have had an unbelievable season. 1 loss. The Knicks, on the other hand, start off with 2 wins early in the season, and then they had 2 losses in a row, and then a win, and then a loss last week in double overtime to stay at 3-3. But right now, the Jazz sitting at 6-0. Eric Stark would love to knock out 2 things off his bucket list, to get on the perfect season list and his first championship ring. There's Kirkner just lobbing one up, not with Wentling under there. You don't want to do that. 8-point Knick lead. Conner Stoltzfus. Folks, that may be the first 3-pointer I've ever seen from Conner. If you're out there online, let me know. Has Conner ever hit a 3-pointer? I cannot remember one. Been watching Conner since 2021. Here's Torrance. So good. Musser just dishes it wide open as Brody. Now this is the final week, folks. There's Conner again. And if you like Conner Stoltzfus, this is going to be his last regular season game at Upward. Career coming to an end. So let's talk about some of the players we are not going to see after next Saturday. Seth Wentling, his career will be over. Conner, Jeffrey Palmer, Jason Fisher will be gone. Lisinski, this is Drew's last season at Upward. Aidan Hoffmann. Kane Norsini from this game. So if you're a fan of any of those players, you got 2 games left. Well, actually, I'm not even going to be filming the morning game, so this may be the last time you see some of these players play. Fisher for 3. Wentling, missed it. King. Fast breaks. Stoltzfus slows that down. Noel for another 3, and Carl calls travel. Last week in the Jazz-Knick double overtime game, Carl called a foul with 1 second left at half court. A meaningless foul. Merck wasn't even going to get a shot off. It was a foul. It was a foul. Not denying it wasn't a foul. And that handed the Jazz the victory. Merck got to shoot 2 with no time on the clock. King. No good. Stoltzfus. Conner. You're not going to stop that. It's been an amazing career for Stoltzfus. Don't forget, folks, we also have to induct people into the Jeff Russell Hall of Fame. Noel for a second 3. Conner Stoltzfus will definitely be into the Jeff Russell Hall of Fame. Have to figure out all the people that are, there's people on the bubble, there's people that I'm pretty much going to put in. Luke Harding will definitely be in. Conner will be in. And had Brody Torrance played more, I think this is his 8th grade season, so he can play more. Longevity definitely plays a factor. I want to see you playing it upward. Definitely more than 1 season. And Fisher. There you go. Orsini lobs it inside. And a 3-second violation. We have not seen many of those. We saw one last week in a crucial spot. I thought they did away with that. Coming up on 30 seconds left in the third. Fisher underneath, Wentling left open. Very hard to stop, and you're going to need a lot of that on Championship Saturday. If you're the Knicks, I'm doing that all day long. Here's King. Torrance comes down with it. Brody off the glass. At the buzzer. Yes, Fisher. What a game he's having. 40. Well, they counted that a 3. 3-pointer for Fisher at the buzzer. Let's scroll forward. We're going to bring you the end of that Knicks Jazz double overtime. Let's take a look real quick. Pressure very well. Merck makes both. Preston Merck. 20 seconds. Conner, right side, guarded by Vega. Now Merck gets underneath Merck with a scoop shot. Missed it, got his own rebound, missed the putback. Ramirez is there. Conner, I don't know how he got it. He's a magician. I don't know, but he missed it. 4 seconds. 3. He's not going to get a shot. 1 second on the clock. A foul! Are you kidding me? This is like Bradbury getting. Congratulations, Stark. Now, a foul with 1 second left. Merck was in no position to even get a shot off. Congratulations, Stark. And he did. And that's it. The Jazz stay undefeated. Tried to fast forward it there, folks. Sorry if that was a little annoying. But that was your double overtime. 1 second left, a foul called. You can watch that whole highlight reel. Go out onto the YouTube channel, folks. It's out there. Also made a highlight reel of the boys 5th and 6th Tiger Buffalo game that same morning. Go out, check out those highlights. Here's Wentling. Celtics just pulled, or the Knicks just pulled away in this one. And like I said, it didn't even look like the Celtics wanted to play today. I think they're saving it all for next week. But they are playing a very, very strong team. Torrance for three. Missed it. I'm interested to see how Isaiah Lapp is doing at his foot injury. We'll see if we can get an interview with Isaiah. We posted his post-injury interview. Go check that out on the YouTube channel. You can see the whole entire, we interviewed him for a whole entire half. We'll find out exactly what happened. Here's Blasinski for three. That almost went underneath Wentling, the putback. This one's all but over. King. Rejected by Wentling. Yeah, you know what you're getting, so. Done, Drew Blasinski. Sorry about that, folks, trying to update the scoreboard and do everything at once. Here's Nicholas Long, the birthday boy. Torrance for three. Good, Alvaro, almost. Somehow Brody saved that one. Here's King for three. That's no good. Torrance missed. Not used to seeing this with the Celtics, I can tell you that much. This is just one of those games they're going to want to forget about headed to championship Saturday. 3:30 left to go in this one. Like I said, folks, there's several players. This may be the last game you get to see of them unless you attend championship Saturday next week. Some of them may get eliminated. You're only going to see the championship game next week. I am going to breeze around, so I'm going to float around. I'm going to try to get you some footage of all the games going on. I'm very interested to see my wife's team, the Huskies. They have a rematch with Annemarie's Cardinals. Last week they set the biggest upset in Upward history playing the Cardinals, so they'll have a rematch. Eberly. So I will float around. Again, if you're just tuning in, next week if you're attending the game, look for the one live feed during the quarter and semifinal games. Join in, you can be the reporter. So I want everybody to provide updates. Just text them right there when you join the live feed. Keep everybody updated for those online. I think that was Watkins. The Celtics don't look like they're quitting, are they? Conner swings it. Freeman. There's Blasinski. Stoltzfus. Just to make sure that the Celtics don't creep up too close. Stay tuned next. You're going to see the undefeated Jazz playing the winless Lakers. A 6-0 team against an 0-6 team. So it's going to be more like an exhibition game if everybody shows up. But you never know. The way Christian Horst and Maxwell have stepped up, and if Perry, if they're all here, you never know. Sometimes could be surprised. We got a timeout. Who wants to hear Allen Iverson's rant? Who remembers that?
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. And I'm not shoving it aside, you know, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
Yeah, we can't forget that rant. So if you haven't seen it, there you go. Here's Long. Over to Felpel, minute 30. Felpel, an 8th grader. Paradise, Pennsylvania. Jaden will have one more year at Upward. Eberly for 3. That might have been his first. So the Knicks are going to finish the regular season at 4-3. Celtics still need to be proud of themselves, coming in at 5-2. And this would be Brody Torrance's first loss at Upward. Carter Watkins. But next week, the big week. Championship Saturday over at Garden Spot High School. And Brody, that's a flagrant foul. I don't know if they're going to enforce it. That's a flagrant foul one, but I don't think Fidel's going to enforce it. Not in a blowout with 30 seconds left. He must make a play at the ball. He's going to let it go, which I expect. 35 seconds left in this one. AnneMarie, what an incredible regular season she had. Finishing at 5-2. And the Knicks 4-3. So it's really going to be an interesting seeding. So the Knicks may be matched up with the Jazz. I have to look it over. Depending on what the Jazz do, you may see a quarterfinal matchup of the Knicks and Jazz, which everybody was expecting to possibly be the championship matchup. But the Knicks, with 3 losses, that's going to knock them down. So if we look at it, Nuggets at 1-5, Grizzlies 2-4. So the Lakers, Nuggets, and Grizzlies. There's your bottom 3 out of 8. So no, you will not see the Knicks and Jazz. I'm sorry about that. Your final, 47-32. And we're going to give player of the game to Jason Fisher. He was amazing today. Stay tuned for Eric Stark and the Jazz.